back in the early 80s, there was a period of time when there were more Nintendo boxes than personal computers in the world. Right? Like 35 million Nintendo boxes went boom. And it wasn't because the adults were playing them. It was because the little kids were playing them.
Yeah.
It was almost like the little kid said, finally something's coherent.
Finally something makes sense to me.
Something makes sense.
Yes.
And there was something about the way that the early games were designed to challenge but resource, so that you could learn about resources and then learn to creatively apply the resources to overcome the challenges to stay engaged.
Right.
Right? That made this...
No, go ahead. I was going to say that to me, the brilliance of, and you can watch it in how people learned, how kids learned, and how their parents learned to play those games. The sort of, thank God for the design, right? You couldn't break this thing. Like, I mean, you could throw it, but you couldn't, like, you die, you whatever, it's screwed up, whatever. They just eagerly restarted it. And parents, you watch it when, people open their Christmas presents and, okay, we're going to set up the VCR now. Okay, so the arrow pointing this way, I mean, they're reading the instructions, and the kids are just, they're pushing the buttons and whatever, fearless in that way. There was something about being in that design that it was built so you couldn't screw it up.
Well, to your point a few moments ago, they could trust it.
Yes.
They could trust it. They may not, in other words, it was a question that, it wasn't that it was an incoherent, bizarre old mess like the code of reading. Yes. It was implicitly, this is solvable. I know that it's solvable. I know that it's coherent. I just got to learn my way to it. And that implicit faith in its coherence made it possible to extend their attention into it in a way that so many other incoherent challenges in school don't.